Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, the Carousel Theatre's Stuart Little.
We hear from Ollie and Pixie Polite.
Mario takes us to Montreal for the Magique Cabaret de la Nuit. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And I'm Darren Manette. We'd like to acknowledge and thank the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and surrounding nations for the privilege of filming on their traditional, unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. And kicking us off, taking us all the way down to San Francisco, Fancy celebrates the 60th court.
60 is the golden number. 60 years of philanthropy, 60 years of fundraising, 60 years of noble deeds. We are finding out a little bit more about the organization, the San Francisco Imperial Court, that has been around for 60 years.
So the Imperial Steak Dinner was very important for us to do, and to come together as a family. In my mind, when we decided what we were going to do, it was the world we're living in today. I wanted us to come together as a family and have a dinner together and to celebrate each other and our differences and everything we have that we share, raising funds together, our philanthropy, our love of the court system. And it all started here with 1965 with Jose when she had an idea, and I don't think she ever realized it would grow this long and this big. But it became a wonderful family we have. And so it was really just to come together and have dinner together. This court started as a social club in the 60s to give people an outlet or to belong. And then HIV happened and the court system rose to the occasion and was fundraising at the forefront. And in today's world, I think we're another challenge. It's calling on us to step up, to fight for what we need to, civil rights, human rights, and to take care of each other. And nobody should be discriminated against and feel unsafe in their own home. I think the court system continues to play an extremely relevant in our civil rights movements. And we're going to continue to fight for equal rights and to be visible.
Part of the Imperial Council is amazing, overwhelming, something I dreamed about since I was a kid that I didn't know existed, but I knew something was out there somewhere, if that makes sense. I've been in the queer community since I was like 14, came out as bisexual at that point, and was just sort of adopted by local drag queens in Albuquerque. And I've always had a very close affinity with gay men, especially drag queens. So to find the Imperial Court after moving to San Francisco was just a dream come true for me. So many people pulling together to raise money for the people who needed it, the charities and individuals who needed help. And to do it in such a fun way with performances and all of that. So I was just hooked from day one.
Remember that the success of Jose is in all of your successes. And I congratulate the King Father and I, the Imperial Court, for 60 years of not only being of noble deeds, but being role models and showing us the way of activism and caring for other people.
Congratulations, and here's to another 60. From San Francisco, my name is Empress Sister Fancy Pants for Outlook TV.
So next, let's go to Granville Island and Carousel Theatre. Check in with the play Stuart Little and all the big people that are doing it. It's an all-encompassing affair.
Here we are at Carousel Theatre on Granville Island to meet members of the cast and crew of the play Stuart Little, a very popular production for young and old. Let's go inside and meet some of the cast and the crew involved.
Stuart Little is a 75-year-old story, but we are refreshing it with some music, some original songs, some classic 1940s jazz, and we are choreographing with a little bit of Fosse. So it's going to be not what you expect. It's not like the film, it's not like the book, it's something completely new. Carousel Theatre for Young People it's a theater where every production we make is geared towards young audiences. And so that means that we do professional productions starring adults. They're all union actors. We hire professional designers who create the sets and costumes. But the hope is that the appeal is for young people and their families.
Were they kidding just a bit? They were kidding not at all. Is it something really big? No, it's something really small.
I am playing Stuart Little in Carousel's production of Stuart Little. He is a mouse. He is a mouse who is capable of doing extraordinary things and has one of the most can-do attitudes I've ever come across. Really cool to get into a mindset of somebody who almost ever never says no. Everything is just possible in his brain, and it's been really awesome to have things come at me and the character be somebody who is just like, yes, absolutely, no question, I got this. I'm super stoked to be playing a character with this production company where the pronouns in the show are he, him, and there was no point where any of the team was like, do you want to change the pronouns? Because I personally, though I do look like I identify with she, her, I use any pronoun, and I do believe that like every day is just getting into a different form of drag.
The costume design for this production of Stuart Little, Jenica and I wanted to explore the period when it was set or written. It was written in the mid-40s, and we were inspired by that period, but we're also inspired by sort of what we're calling classic Disney, because 4 of the actors play a number of parts. We wanted to give them sort of a base outfit, and then we would add things to it. And Stuart, sort of right from the word go, it basically doesn't have any earth tones. They're all sort of color. Worry a ton about scale, except there were a couple of places where, for example, somebody's pants might be very long or very wide, or somebody's pants very short, that kind of thing. So I'm playing a little bit just with sizes and sizing, because Stuart's world is all sort of different sizes.
There's young people or families like myself growing up and feeling like there's no stories about us on stage. They might see this story about a mouse that is a part of a family that maybe you would expect people would make him feel othered. He's different, he's strange, he's little. And all you see is people love and accept and celebrating each other and him. And I think that's a really important message to send to young people and families today, especially given the political climate.
Check out the play Stuart Little from April 23rd to May the 11th at the Waterfront Theatre on Granville Island. This is Gary Wolfader for Outlook TV.
Okay, we have to take a break now. Come on back.
Stuart Little.
Yeah, Little, done by big people.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Pixie Polite from London, UK, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV. And kicking us off, Ollie catches up with this contestant from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, the UK. Mind your P's and Q's, it's Pixie Polite.
Well, hello, Outlook TV, it's me, Ollie, and we're here at the Waterfront Theatre in Vancouver, where I'm taking you to see Pixie and Friends and Diana, the Untrue and Untold Story, presented by Gaudi Group.
Life is a cabaret, old chum. So come to the cabaret.
I am a just bubbly, cute little singing diva. I'm, a bit larger than life. I recently won a little comedy award when we were in Australia, so some people think I'm funny, so you could say that. And I'm just generally a bit of a good time gal.
Oh, see, they're just shy. You there, you're wearing a crown. Hello, what's your name? Yes, you, I'm looking. Do I have a lazy eye? I'm looking at you.
Originally, for the tour, we were supposed to only be going to Australia. So Pixie, Queen of the Desert, is sort of a pun on Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, because we were going to travel around Australia in a bus. But since then, everything got bigger and bigger, and then we were going to Thailand, and then now we're here in Canada. So it's still a tribute to, that classic drag queen film, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And, the And Friends is just because I'm making friends everywhere I go. I think it's all very important, regardless of what kind of drag you do or where you come from or whether you've been on the television or not. I mean, back home, yes, I've been on Drag Race, but I am still a local girl. We're all still local girls, really. And I think you need to nurture the local scene wherever you are, just because that's where these stars develop and, then go on to maybe do Drag Race or not, and that's fine either way. But I think it's just very important for a sense of community. And obviously, we're only here for a day or two in each city in Canada, but I think it's very important to, if I have some kind of platform, to help, other people showcase themselves as well. I think it's really important. And vice versa, if they came to the UK, I'd hope they'd book me. Definitely think we need the power of drag. Obviously it has become quite commercial and very popular over the last few years, but I think in the current political climate, it still is a very political act, I think, to get in drag. People find gender bending a little uncomfortable, and I think that's a good thing. They should find it uncomfortable and they should challenge themselves, and I think it's a good way of both challenging people and entertaining people. I think the best way to turn bigots to the right side of history is to make them laugh, honestly. If you want to find me, just say my name 3 times behind your local dumpster and I will appear. But if you really want to find me, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, christianmingle.com, all the above, at Pixie Polite.
For more information about upcoming shows and events, make sure to check out gowdyevents.com. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Vancouver.
Okay, let's check in with Leroy, and he's on Davie Street. He's going to be doing a little bit of the Dead Pony queer comedy. A few yucks is always good for the soul.
What's up, Out TV? Thank you for watching Outlook TV. My name is Leroy Wham. What happens when 4 comedians walk into a bar? You get, in Vancouver, BC, at 1181, a night of brilliant stand-up comedy brought to you by Dead Pony Comedy.
We are going to start the show in a few minutes. I've been doing comedy here in Vancouver for a while now, for like a little over a year. And the comedy scene welcomes everybody, but the representation for queer people is extremely limited. And the shows that kind of amplify or uplift the queer performers are as well very, very limited. So I got tired of waiting and decided to take initiative. So I started producing the shows to uplift the queer community, because we have massive talent. We have so many comedians and so many people that want to try, that do have a funny bone in their body, that, I mean, it would be a shame to let it go to waste.
I did get over it. It took years, but I did go to therapy, and then I fucked 2 of them.
So Dead Pony Comedy came about when I decided to invade the scene and make it queer, basically. So I started producing shows on the island. This is the first show here in Vancouver. It goes to show that we do have an audience and that people are really thirsty to kind of get a different perspective. And I feel like queer comics and queer people do that.
Has anybody in here ever seen an escort before?
Okay, well, the first thing I noticed when I came in was the disco ball. And I was like, this is going to be a lot of fun. Comedy, a lot of the time, has been run by straight men. And so to have, like, this for queer people and queer voices is huge. I noticed I've been to queer open mics before, and I find I feel a lot more free to express myself, I guess. I feel more supported.
Oh, if only my hometown bullies could see me now. They'd probably call me a slur.
Gabrielle put all of this together and asked if I wanted to perform, and I love performing, so it was a pretty easy yes from me. So that's how I got here. This is just a really joyful, awesome space for people to feel safe and enjoy comedy. What can you expect from me? You can expect some irreverent humor, a little bit of current events, not a lot, a little bit, and just a little bit of a personal experience. I think I'm just going to go out there and, for lack of a better term, talk my shit.
So this is a recurrent event. It's going to be here, 1181. Oh, you can expect really, really like amazing performers, stand-up comics that are queer, that have been doing the circuits for a long, long time. But now we're doing a show that caters to them specifically. So you're going to get to actually see who they are. So we have people like Megan McBain, Connor Meadows, Anna Heed. We have a lot of like comics that are coming out of the woodwork right now and contacting me to do these shows.
So I grew up on Grouse Mountain, and as a little closeted kid, I would be up there on my mountain looking down at the city lights like the Grinch.
And for Outlook TV, my name is Leroy Wan.
Well, it's about that time in the show when we take a little break.
Break time.
Dead pony? There's something funny about.
No, that's sad. Kind of funny.
This is Miles Pasick in Toronto, and you are watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back, everyone.
This next story, Andre takes us over to Toronto to meet Mr. Pasick.
Yeah, it's Baroque beauty meets queer pulp fiction. Say that 10 times fast.
Baroque beauty pulp fiction.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. Toronto-based artist Miles Pasick blends Baroque drama with queer pulp fiction, exploring sexuality, identity, and the human condition. I sat down with him to dive into his process and artistic vision. Let's take a look.
My previous series of work, they were photorealistic paintings of shoes that were hanging from telephone wires. I would go out on bike rides in the middle of summer and take photographs of shoes hanging from telephone wires all throughout the city. And what really moved me about them was the connection between these shoes, which obviously had no reason to really be up on a wire, but also with the backdrop of the prairie sky, which is huge and vast. So what drew me to traditional mediums, real life materials, what they were made from. You have pigments that are made from real earth, extracted from the earth, consistencies that you can control yourself. The one consistent thing theme throughout my work is our darker sort of themes, what's the underbelly of society, essentially. Moving on to some of my more recent works, I still explore the sort of underbelly of society, but I'm really aiming towards my own community, the LGBTQ community, kind of exploring the darker sides of the gay male world, which can be equally as exciting and thrilling, but can also be for those who are new to it. How I work currently in my current state, I've had a lot of big emotional moments in my life. So I've leaned on some of those experiences to kind of go off of as an artist. I'm working on a piece right now that is taking me over a year to finish, but I also like to take my time. Paintings change. If something's not working, I'll either erase it or paint over it, give that space within the painting a new life. Ever since I was in college, I really was attracted to Baroque style art, anything that is essentially dark, shadowy, theatrical. And again, in recent years, I've really leaned into creating my own style of Baroque art, modernizing it even. And artists like Caravaggio, who has played a large role in how I create my current body of work, and in artists like Peter Paul Rubens as well. I work alone, and I reflect on my own experiences as a cis gay man, and I really try to sum up those experiences within a very dramatic or theatrical style painting. And I'm really excited about this next series of paintings that reflect my life as a gay man in the last 5 years, from exploring my sexual life, my romantic life, from love and heartbreak, even reflecting on times as a even younger gay man when questionable, scary things have happened, and I've managed to live through them and thrive, really. They're going to be even more theatrical, darker, and sexy, I guess.
Thank you for being with us. This is André Tardif in Toronto for Outlook TV.
Okay, Mario is in Montreal at the Magique Cabaret de la Nuit.
Magique.
Mario reporting from Bar Le Cocktail in the heart of the Montreal village. Tonight, Queer Magique presents Cabaret de la Nuit, a musical extravaganza featuring many local artists and hosted by Siata Night.
De la chance sur moi et compagnie. Siata Night! Je veux te faire sentir spécial.
Le Cabaret de la Nuit, the Cabaret of the Night, is my own little special cabaret because, my name is Siata Night, so that's why there's a nuit in there.
Je le sais qu'à te regarder que t'es bien bondé.
Tonight I'm singing 4 songs solo, 1 group number, and if everything goes well, I will have a encore, and I'll be singing 1 more song then.
Well, I do drag for 7 years now, and I'm an entertainer extraordinaire. I have my tour around Quebec with my Celine Dion tribute, so I think I bring a pretty quirky and funny side to the table.
Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life?
Well, because usually we lip sync all the time, so it's fun to have a chance to really sing live and be able to touch people with the real raw emotions that you can purvey them. That's really fun.
The unexamined life.
Cabaret de la Nuit was a really cool opportunity to work with Siata Night, who's also a collaborator for Queer Magique.
And a fabulous drag queen and performer.
Exactly, and she did one last year as well, and it was such a fun opportunity to be a part of this wonderful show with all these wonderful people.
À chaque fois que Joey me donne une nouvelle tune à apprendre, c'est une tune de cochon.
The cast tonight are cast members from all of the Queer Magique shows.
So I couldn't be happier because happy is what happens when.
With also Siata Night's best friends, Bobby Pin, who was not in Queer Magique, but she's an amazing singer and drag queen, and of course we wanted her part of the show.
The time makes you older, even children get older, and
I've been singing since I was 14 years old, something. I stopped a bit, but I sing in my shower and tonight, at the show.
This way it's time for us to play. They say we may not pass this year again, so let's waste no more time. Bring on.
I hope that you enjoyed watching this as much as we did. This was Mario Langlois in Montreal for Outlook TV.
What? Darren, would you look at the time? Well, that's all the time we have left for this episode of Outlook TV, but as always, we will be back.
Right, and if you'd like to volunteer with us or check us out, check out the socials. We're there for you.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
I'm Darren Manette. Stay fabulous, Canada.